Okay, everyone, how are you? Are you sound asleep? Are you not interested? That's the market now. Things are pretty dull in the market right now, but I can promise you that there's a lot going on behind the scenes. Okay, the numbers show a lot of things that most people don't see. I'm going to summarize what happened today since that's the only thing left to do. Going over what's going on, giving you the date by which we will break out, and explaining why Bitcoin is actually perched on the edge of a cliff. The edge of a cliff, as if we couldn't go any lower. We can't go any lower, it's just put on a weekly candle close. We can only get as low as this for now. Following that, we will check the calendar correct. When are things going to happen? When is this market going to be joined? Not just from the point of view of the price chart, but also from the point of view of something more basic like new information, right? Things like the SP 500 are being looked into. So this is just a quick movie to give you an overview of what's going on and bring you up to speed on where we are. I can only do that right now. The news isn't really getting any better. Isn't the old knowledge still useful? Just because we've talked about something before doesn't mean it's no longer important. You need to see what's going on here so that you know what to expect when this breakout happens, which by the way, will happen in 2 weeks, like 2 weeks, most likely within a week, most likely, inside of a week or 7 days. This is important. So let's start. First, let's talk about the Bitunics and BingX swaps. You can sign up for them. There is a link in the description or the pinned comment that will give you a 15% discount on trade fees for life if you use that link. Both are global and don't require know your customer KYC. Anyone in the world can sign up. They've never been hacked and the trade fees are already very low. So click on one of the links below to get that 15% off your trade fee. Pick what you want. Either Bitunics or BingX is a great trade. Do that right away. Let's get to the stuff. Starting with the most basic chart you need to understand. The RSI chart for the week, but let's start with the pattern, do you agree? Which is also easiest to see on the weekly chart. I think the best way to describe how prices have moved over the last 5 months is with a descending channel shape. This shape of the downward channel is the macro structure. Now patterns that look like descending channels are bullish. Most of the time they break up. So we can't say that this is a macro bear market. We have to be macro bullish because of the way things are set up right now. Until this system breaks, I will be macro bullish. If this structure does break, I will change my mind and become macro bearish. That's really all there is to it. Now it won't be easy to break this structure's bottom because it's held up by two very important yellow lines. Let's look at these lines better on the daily chart. If this chart loads, one of the lines goes all the way backwards, back all the way to 2018. We can zoom in to see how prices moved in 2018. I could draw it better if you ask me to. It touches the wick and the end of the light right here. I can draw it perfectly again if you want me to. During the 2020 and 2021 bull market, it touched many bottoms, including rejection right here. It also touched many more times on the way up, including a resistance test right here with the ETF and a support test right here after the ETF, which led to all-time highs, a support test right here, and a daily candle close right there. A very important line that comes from 2018. Besides that, there is another important line from November of last year. Okay, you can see those retests right there. They mark the bottom of the wick instead of the end of the daily light. It won't be easy to break through the bottom of the channel, right? So not only is it a building that points up, but it also has a very strong base of support. Again, that means two different things. One, it won't be easy to break, and two, if it does break, it will be a very big deal because of how hard it is. Likely to break, right? There would have to be a lot of selling pressure to break through the bottom of that range. As a result, if it were to crash, it would be a very big crash that would show a lot about where Bitcoin is going next. No matter which way the channel breaks, we won't know for sure what Bitcoin's big picture direction is until it does so. This means that the channel is the most important thing, but the RSI can also give us a more clear picture. The RSI weekly chart is likely one of the most useful things you will ever look at about Bitcoin, right? To put it simply, have you looked at these lines from the past? Let's draw a descending support line right here. When it broke to the upside, it ended the COVID drop and began a bull market to the upside. Another thing that made it easier for me to draw was when this one from 2021 broke it to the top. It led to the end of the bear market and the start of the bull market in 2023. I probably should have put that there. This line broke to the upside, which ended the 7-month holding and led to the all-time high. Now that we've seen an ETF breakout, we have another one descending resistance line forming on the RSI, which is right on top of an ascending support line on the RSI. This has led to big bottoms in the past, okay? When these pieces come together, they make a huge triangular arrangement. Guys, there's a reason I said that the price chart and the weekly RSI chart are the most important charts to look at right now. Okay, I said it because it's true. The triangle shape reaches its highest point, or point of no return, on or around September 23rd, which is 2 weeks from now. This means that it will likely happen before that date, within the next week. Let's be honest, that's where the next week ends. So how much can we really bring together? Can we really get even stronger than that? Most likely not. It looks like the RSI shape will break out sometime in the next week, right? In either direction, up or down. We already know that breaking out of RSI patterns on the weekly chart is a very, very good sign, right? The price chart breaks out. The rise in the RSI shows that the price chart will also break out, will also break out. We will likely see a move to the upside and a break of the channel itself. If we do break the RSI triangle to the upside this week or next week or next week or sometime in the next 2 weeks. That's what's most likely to happen. If we break it down, on the other hand, this route and all of its support structures are likely to break too. That's what's most likely to happen. This RSI triangle really does hold a lot of weight. For full proof, you'd need to see a breakout in the price chart, since the RSI is not the price. The RSI shows how prices are moving. It shows movement, but it's not the price itself. If you're sure about where Bitcoin is going, you should wait for the price chart to break out. But if you want a good idea, look at the RSI weekly chart. We can't stay in that range for much longer. You'll actually notice that we are right on top of it. We're almost there. When we look at Bitcoin over a shorter period of time, we can see that it is close to falling off a cliff. You must be very worried that it will test the support lines at the bottom of the channel and the yellow lines that go up, right? Right now, this is where we are. This is the simple truth. Anyone here who thinks, oh, we're fine, Bitcoin's fine, it's not in a bad spot yet, it's like, yes, that's right. In a technical sense, it's not in a bad spot. In a technical sense, we're still in the larger pool. It's not in a dangerous place though. I mean, I wouldn't be content to leave the charts off for 5 days. This could happen at any time, so I want to check back every few hours to see what's going to happen. And if it does happen, it might be very big, right? Right, the good or the bad. Because of this, I wouldn't be too sure about Bitcoin's system right now. It's not really a strong system. The way things are set up is strong, but that could change very, very quickly, both up and down and side to side. That's what I think about Bitcoin right now.